What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Vibrant Performance YouTube channel. It's Art here, and today we have a very special guest. It's Tim from Industry Garage.
Hello.
Hello there.
You guys may remember Tim through the Street Banditos YouTube channel. We also met up with Tim a couple of years back at Turn 14, and we saw this car there. Tim, what is this?
It's a 1970 Datsun 240Z. Entire body is now carbon fiber, aside from the firewall and the floor pans. F22C from 2008 S2000 in it with the Borg-Warner turbo.
What are you doing up here? Actually, I should start with that because we're in Canada. You're from Maryland.
Yeah. So this is actually our first shakedown of the car. We were at the track for the very first time with it on Saturday for Japan Classic track day event. So it was in Shannonville. Then we came back yesterday to do a little bit more testing at TMP.
All this carbon work, it's phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you.
That's what you do, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So talk to me about Industry Garage. What do you guys do for Industry Garage?
Yeah, so Industry Garage is my company. We basically make carbon fiber panels. We actually have carbon fiber kits where you can make your own panels as well. And then we also sell just like performance products, like Vibrant products and stuff like that on our website.
What's new for this car that we can see and look forward to on your channel?
A couple other things like a flat floor and stuff like that, but we also were talking about possibly running your HD clamps. We're gonna need to redo this piping anyways. We have some clearance issues with the tires we found yesterday. Being able to disassemble the whole front end, well, the whole car in general really fast is really important. So being able to do that with no tools is awesome.
Saves a lot of time, especially on the track.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
speaking of Vibrant, I see a lot of parts here. There's some, I think that's an intercooler of ours, some titanium. What do you guys have going on here and who did all the fab work?
Yeah, so my buddy Josh from JCH Weld Fab, he did all of the welding on the entire car. He did the cage, he built the intercooler, whole down pipe, out of titanium from you guys, the turbo manifold, everything. Yeah, all the welding. Weighs 1,788 pounds last time we weighed it. Yeah, well, so that was with about half a tank of gas, and that was with a different gas tank that weighed more though.
We're gonna swing here to the back end. It's really cool, historic plate.
Yep.
This is street legal car?
It is street legal, yes.
Oh, wow.
If the car's old in America, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
I really like what you did with the taillights.
Yeah, these were 3D printed by my buddy Alex. Just ran by an Arduino. They have carbon backs, of course, to keep the weight down even more. Talk
to me about the suspension that you have here. I see a lot of bracing. I know you're running Fortunes as well.
Yeah, so I have Fortune Auto's Pro two-way dampers and Techno Toy Tuning's rear brace, but I actually remade their aluminum rods into carbon rods. They're gonna be selling these as an option. I'm just gonna start making them for them.
Nice.
In the future. And then we have a radium fuel cell underneath this firewall piece here that we need to keep for unlimited time attack class reasons. Yeah, all of the fiberglass stuff we made from our sponsor Fiberglass. Definitely want to shout them out. They're amazing. They pretty much sponsored all of the carbon fiber here except for maybe the roof they gave to me. So they're huge. They're why this car is here today. This diffuser that I sell in 2 different sizes, like the medium size and then wider 2 sections are like the track spec size. Carbon rods I made myself as well. Techno Toy Tuning's Ford 8.8 rear end, and it has S14 brakes. It's all billet, and Ford 8.8 rear end's really nice because you can just buy another one for 200 bucks and pop it in if anything happens. And
what subframe do you have back here?
So the subframe is made by Techno Toy Tuning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that whole aluminum like billet piece is all their stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, you can buy that with like their coilovers and everything, and it's a whole lower control arm, the knuckle, everying. It's the entire.
And it just bolts in right into the Z.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
These are really rare. Like I never see these in carbon.
Yeah.
People usually run like steel rods.
Making actual rods. It's actually not too difficult, but making them look nice on the outside because you're wrapping it with a single strand over and over again. So it's actually unidirectional carbon, but then the last strand is 2x2 twill, so it looks similar to all this stuff.
Yeah, no, it's great.
But I made adjustability in the mounts because I didn't want the rods to be able to be adjustable because that would add a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So I just have little carbon pieces that hold it on as well. And we did have a rear wing here. That was like a nice carbon swan neck wing, but figured if I'm in the business of making carbon fiber aero parts, I should probably make my own wing. So we're in the middle of development on that. So
I see BBS RSs.
Yes.
Those fans must be made by you.
Yes. Yeah, these fans, so they just spin off with the center cap. Believe it or not, these turbo fans were made from a big metal salad bowl for the outer section and then a little metal dog dish on the inside. And it's all pre-preg carbon fiber. Fiberglass sells an out of autoclave pre-preg, so you just put it on top of the metal part you want, put it in a vacuum bag, and then throw it in an oven. I literally had an oven I got off of Craigslist or your Kijiji.
Really?
And I got the oven for free, threw this in there in separate pieces, and then we did CNC out all of these little fins, but yeah, it weighs a pound-ish per one. And we went about 140 on the back straight of TMP yesterday, and they held on fine.
Why do you have them on the rear and not on the front?
I had a set of flat ones I was building for the front.
I see.
Which should be better aero-wise, but I really like the look of the dish like this, so we're rebuilding. I found a salad bowl that'll fit the front.
Nice.
So we're gonna rebuild those.
And that's the titanium exhaust that you have running right from the back. Yep. I really like what you did with this. How did you make that part?
Yeah, so this is just the bottom half of a 240Z fender. This is a 3-inch titanium pipe, and I just got a 4-inch pipe and welded it to it, and then got a little 90 that I welded to as well. Made a mold of that whole part, and then remade the whole thing in carbon off that mold. Heat reflective tape on the inside of it to try and keep it from getting a little too hot.
Yeah, heat management is one of the things people always forget about. It's always the last thing they leave until they're on the track and their foot's cooking and they have no shoe.
Yep. So on the interior, the door is all carbon, but the inside's still steel. The dash is just a straight piece with a little bump out for the stock S2000 cluster. And then everything on the car is controlled by buttons on the steering wheel. And this is a infrared sensor. So everything that you can turn on the car, like blinkers and stuff like that, all run off of, and headlights, all run off of the little infrared sensor in here. And there's another little box in the dash.
We should have started with that, because that's badass. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So you literally start the car from the steering wheel?
Yeah, yep.
Wow. The cage is super nice.
Yeah, he did a really good job with the door bars.
Yes.
NASCAR door bars make it a lot easier to get in and out.
Yeah, because you always see those like crossbars here that people have, and like it's always a struggle. Yeah. You're like leaning on it and rolling yourself in.
And if you're trying to get on a trailer, getting out with those, is like impossible.
Tim, these headlights.
Like similar to the taillights, they're just 3D printed lenses with 3D printed X's. And then the back section of it actually is another piece of carbon. Actually left bare carbon on the inside, so you can see the X there as well, and then painted white. So it's got some contrast to them. And there's just 4 LEDs that run, and then you turn it on with the steering wheel.
That's awesome. Yeah, it looks really crazy. It literally, like when you strip it apart, it looks like a cart.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and everything is like super easy to put together, but it's all pretty stiff. Like I can stand on the splitter, even though it's like, 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of leverage on it, but it should take a good bit of beating, hopefully.
Which is very important for aero. Like, that's the number one thing I noticed, like guys with like carbon fiber aero parts is they always stand on it. They're like, my car can hold on this.
That's the test, exactly. Yeah. And like all of these bits on the end of it are all try to direct air away from these front wheels. Yeah. And not go down the side and become super turbulent.
Yeah, I can tell like every little bit of real estate you have, you created like a duct.
There's big tunnels in here as well that pick up from as soon as this starts on the underside, come in here and they cup out. So it should create a good bit of downforce. It doesn't have the flat floor in it right now though. So the testing we did yesterday wasn't really a lot of the aero stuff, but we'll get into that soon, hopefully.
This bumper, you molded it after, I think it's the Japanese version, right?
Yeah, and then I always had an issue with where the front flare meets up with the front air dam. They kind of just sat on top of it. It looked a little weird, so I ended up widening this whole part, and this actually matches up with the front flare, so it all flows a lot better. And I sell this as a kit, so you can buy like the front air dam, front flares, and rear flares from me as well. Nice.
Where can the audience find you?
My Instagram is Industry Garage. The YouTube channel is actually a bigger group of people, so that YouTube channel is actually called Street Bandito. We basically show people how to make your own carbon fiber stuff. It's kind of like I sell carbon fiber parts, but I also show people how they can make them themselves. Yeah, that's how I found your channel. I know you guys reached out to me, but I was like, I remember back in the day, people were sending me stuff. They're like, oh, have you seen this guy? I'm like, whoa, that's when I first saw the Datsun. Yeah, so I'm doing this now finally full time, and we really are just trying to teach people as much stuff as possible, because the car community is just that. It's just like great people coming together, and we've really noticed that here in Canada, the car scene has been amazing so far. Yeah, and it's definitely growing. So like you said, you mentioned you're gonna come back. Yeah. Let us know next time you come back. I can't wait to see this thing changed up, looking different. Awesome. And yeah, we should catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.